We are off to the Tuamotus.
We're just leaving Hanavavi at the moment. We just lifted the anchor and we're heading around the like the southwestern point.
Yeah, it should take us about 3 days. It's about 500 miles.
It's about 400 miles.
400.
399 to lucky you're not navigating to Raroia. We're going to go there first. So it's a bit of a kind of rainy day, unfortunately, so you can't see the mountains up above. But yeah, about 5 miles around the bottom of the island and we'll set up the mainsail.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, tell me what's going on.
So we've just cleared the island now, Fatu Hiva behind us, and we've had wind probably about 20 knots, but it's gusting up to like 25 and down to 14, just the normal stuff you get behind land. But it's on the beam, it's got the jib and second reef, and we're doing 7 knots towards Raroia. So hopefully the sea kind of cleans itself up a bit and comes a bit aft, and we should make good speed.
Now the sun is finally out. We got clear blue skies and we've done about 30 miles from Fatu Hiva. We've got quite strong wind still, about gusting up to 20, sitting around 16, 17, and the seas are better now. They have been quite disturbed, a little bit bumpy. We've lost one lure. We came across a big, what do you call it, pot of fish?
Big school of tuna.
School of tuna, yeah, you just seen all the birds. And we threw the lure out, and in about 10 seconds we were on. And then another 10 seconds we were off and the lure was gone. But the good news is that the bananas are doing a lot better this time than on our previous crossing. I think it's the one from Morocco to Las Palmas when we had a big bunch of bananas in the back, and that was just a total chaos with banana everywhere. It was like a massacre. Just watching the first sunset of this crossing. We are just about to start our night shift, and Sam's gonna go first and I'm gonna have a little nap. And we still have quite strong winds, up to 18-20 knots, and the sea's still a little bit bumpy, but we're on the high domain now and we've reefed the main to third reef, so hopefully that will be all good for the night.
So it's day 2 on our way to Raroia. It's about 6 in the morning, the sun's just coming up. We had a pretty calm evening actually. It started off with like 20 to 25 knots on sunset, and by midnight it was dropped right off to, yeah, maybe 7, 8 knots, which was a bit difficult. We just had the head sail out on the pole and a reefed main, and now we've just switched over to our full genoa and a reefed main. We have about 10 knots apparent now, and 280 miles to Raroia. Yeah, pretty quiet evening. We expected a lot more wind and a lot better speed, but we're doing 5 knots, so that should get us there in time. And yeah, bananas made it through the night, thankfully. We just realised we still had a broken hydrovane rope from the Pacific crossing, so we were getting sick of leaning out over the edge last night to adjust it manually by the wheel, just in there. So we've just put this temporary little rope on and extended it forward here to the table so we can just do it from where we're sitting and then make adjustments in the night. It's been doing a good job. Hey.
Nice spot for your morning coffee.
Perfect. Turned out to be a really sunny day. We've got not too bad a wind. We've got about 12 knots just coming from our quarter there on the port side. We've got the full genoa and the reefed main. We're making 5 knots, but it's an epic day. The sea state's really calmed off, And yeah, beautiful blue skies, a bit different than up in Marquesas. What do you have here?
Banana pancakes.
Oh, looks epic.
Using the last bit of the ripe bananas.
Oh, lovely. How many bananas?
4, 5.
4. We've got all of them inside, and then another round right there. What toppings do we have?
We have maple syrup, honey, lime, jam, butter.
Slow day today.
No, it's been a nice day. A bit light winds, but it's been a beautiful day out on the water.
The sea's calmed off. It's been really, really good, eh?
We've been sitting around 5 knots most of the day, so it's been alright considering. So we've got the full Genoa out and the main's on the second reef, and we haven't really touched them all day. Just been cruising along with the wind on around 120 degrees, broad reach. Lovely blue skies most of the day and sunny.
Have the hydrovane steering us. It's about on its maximum angle there for us now. Kind of 100 degrees apparent.
We've extended the steering cable so you can sit here, reduce the moving.
And we're just looking at these kind of clouds lining the horizon. They're a little bit darker than they look on here. There. So we're hoping that doesn't bring squalls in for tonight, or it might just kill the wind off. Happy birthday!
Thank you.
How old are you today? 21?
Yeah.
2?
21. No, dirty 30.
30? Oh wow.
Thanks for brekkie.
Got little balloons
Got a little party going on up here.
in here. Everybody's dropping by to say happy birthday. A few seagulls have swum past.
Yeah.
Oh, yummy.
It looks beautiful, thank you. And Sam let me sleep in. He didn't wake me up for my night shift, which is nice.
What hours were you gonna?
I was gonna get up at 3 and do 3 to 6. And then I woke up at 5:30 and he had balloons out and was sitting here ready.
So you got a nice sleep on your birthday?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah, you feel too old to stay up all night, you know?
Not young anymore.
It's hard work, you know.
Well, this looks really nice, thank you.
It's alright. I didn't actually bake the bread, that's what you made the other day.
You toasted it.
I toasted it. It's so special now, right?
Good effort.
We have one fresh, awesome mango and one avocado. Lucky.
And still banana.
Yeah. That's the last of the old bunch until these are almost ready. So we're about 24 to 30 hours away from Raroia in the Tuamotus, and that's going to be our first ever coral atoll on the Beaver. So we're pretty nervous about entering the pass. That kind of gets everyone usually. There's a lot of different variables of ingoing, outgoing current and wind and waves. Pretty narrow passage, and the water kind of flows pretty quick through there. So yeah, we're doing our best to sort of time slack water so we can go through the narrow pass on as close to slack water as possible. So for getting the tides here, we use just first our tides on iSailor. I think they're relatively accurate, but they're not on every island. And we also are using the Tuamotu's current guesstimator. It's from Soggy Paws. They're like a cruiser kind of website. They've put together a lot of compendiums with just information shared by other cruisers on all of the Tuamotu Islands. It's been really helpful for hardware stores and stuff like that in the Marquesas. And yeah, so we've got that here on a Excel spreadsheet. Basically you just input the day of arrival and the island, and it gives you just an estimation of not only the high and low water and the slack water times, but it gives you a factor of the current and what you should expect to get, and the exact time if there's any delay of when slack water should be. It's not known to be like absolute or super accurate, but it's just a bit of a guide, and if anything it just has the times of kind of incoming and outgoing and slack water, which is most important. I think we're just going to time our arrival to get there at the end of the outgoing. It's about 7:40, 8 o'clock in the morning, and just sit a distance off and just have a look at it. But this one's supposed to be relatively easy, but yeah, we're a little bit nervous still just because it's our first one, so hopefully it goes smoothly. We're coming close in the next hour or so to the first island that we'll see of the Tuamotus. The Island of Disappointment. And this little one's called Tuamotu. So we're going to come a couple of miles off that. Hopefully we can get ourselves a fish. What are you doing?
I'm chopping tomato.
What for? What are you making?
I don't know, it started to go a bit off, so I thought we'd have it for lunch today. Just making a little like pico de gallo.
You have chocolate on your mouth.
Yeah, I'm making myself a birthday cake as well.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
We are just coming past Disappointment Islands now. You can just see the palm trees on the horizon. So we're just going to sneak past the top one and continue towards Raroia. It is just over here. Wow! What have you got there?
This is a chocolate cake.
Wow. Did you make that for me?
I had a little bit of help from you. That's pretty cool, right?
I'll start on this end.
Ooh, that looks good. How is it?
Beautiful.
10 points?
10 points. This is the last day of our little crossing from Marquesas to Tuamotus, and we've just had to start the engine because the wind died completely off. And yeah, Sam's just making some dinner, and we're just going to watch the sunset and then start our night shifts, hoping to arrive mid to late morning tomorrow at Raroia. just coming past the northern tip of Raroia now. So we're just coming in close to have a good look. And as you can hear, we're still motoring. The wind died off last night, and yeah, unfortunately we had to motor the whole night. And it's still very light. But we're trying to catch a fish before we get there. And yeah, looks pretty nice here.
Slack water today's at about 2 o'clock. I think it's about 10 o'clock at the moment. So it's an incoming tide at the moment. We might be able to get there just about an hour or two early and just see what it looks like. And we should be able to go in rather early, I think. It's supposed to be a pretty easy pass. Maybe the winds are about 8 knots from the north today, so it's sort of perpendicular to the channel. Hopefully we can go straight in.
Engine off?
Engine off. It's nice for some peace and quiet. We've only got 7 miles to go, so we're doing 3.4. So we'll just use up 2 more hours just to get a bit closer to the end of the tide, and should make it a bit safer for the first run.
We've just come to the pass at Raroia, and I'm just trying to have a good look and see what it looks like. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we're still 2 hours before slack water. You can see the current rushing in pretty hard. It says it's doing 4 knots, but it looks a bit more. It looks flat, but I don't know if it's doing 5-6 knots, and we'll have to be punching it at 8 to have any steering. But the waves I'm looking at are about 1,500 meters away, so they might actually be quite big when you get there. There is some little standing waves about like a foot high.
Yeah, we've decided that we are just going to give it a go now straight away. It doesn't look too bad on the side we're going to go. And yeah, we're going to head straight across the lagoon. So we're going to kind of stick in the deeper section of the channel.
Stay on the north.
On the north, yeah.
And we've seen that it looks relatively flat in there. There's not too many waves, but on the reef on the south it's quite bad.
We can always turn around if it's too hectic. It's quite a wide passage, so
looks pretty safe. We'll give it a go.
Good to go.
Ahead of you somewhere. And knots. Turning to the north now.
We're through?
Yeah, we're through. That was wild. We were doing 10.7 knots. Just completely sideways.
It was only for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's really short. I reckon there was about 4.5, 5 knots of current.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was only doing 4 knots on my engine speed.